To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome back to NBA Talk. I know it's been a minute. We got quite a few things to cover in this episode, whether it's the all-time decade ranking system, the certain news from NBA players, certain comments, the opening night and Christmas Day schedule, and the works. So let's get right to it. Let's start with this statement by Kevin Durant that he made about his free agency decision, that him and Kyrie didn't plan on playing together. Look, if I know one thing, is that Kevin Durant, he cares a lot about his image, and the fact that he said that he didn't plan on playing with Kyrie, he's just trying to change the narrative that people said that he already planned on playing with Kyrie since last season. But we all know that they planned on playing together for quite a while. If you hear any noise in the background, I'm sorry, I don't really have the best equipment. But anyway, yes, Kevin Durant and Kyrie have been planning on playing together for quite a while last season. And KD even said himself, if I was going to leave the Warriors, it was going to be for the Nets, because he liked how that organization was run. He liked the pieces that were being built around. And quite frankly, you can't blame him for picking the Nets. You really can't. I can't blame him for picking the Nets because they're obviously a better and more stable organization than the Knicks. No offense, Knicks fans, but like your front office doesn't know what the hell they're doing right now. But who knows? Maybe with all these forwards that you got, maybe you have a decent team and you won't be the worst team in the league. Because I think the worst team in the league is going to be the Charlotte Hornets. But yes. And then Kevin Durant talking about the Game 5 incident, that does he blame Golden State for his injury? He's obviously not going to blame Golden State, because then it's going to sound personal. But deep down is like KD, he just loves the game of basketball, and he probably was going to play regardless. But honestly, if anybody had a sense of humanity and caring about KD's health, because obviously he was probably your cash cow, you would have told Kevin Durant not to play. You would have told him not to play. But him being a die-hard basketball player, a basketball fan, and a basketball enthusiast, he was gonna play regardless. Like he wasn't gonna sit on the sideline in an NBA Finals while the Golden State Warriors were down 3-1. And honestly, if you want to make this argument, and I'm gonna make it for you if you're not gonna make it, the only reason Golden State won Game 5 is because of that spark that Kevin Durant gave them in those first 14 minutes. Because the Raptors had to change their entire damn game plan as soon as KD came on the floor. For like 14 minutes, it looked like the Raptors couldn't stop the Warriors because KD was just making shot after shot. And then I don't know what the name of this surgeon is, but this quote of his is starting to go viral about he'd be surprised if Kevin Durant is the same player after this Achilles injury. But at the same time, another doctor has said it's very strange when a right-handed shooter hurts his right Achilles, so maybe it won't be so bad. Honestly, I want Kevin Durant to come back and be as strong and be stronger than ever. But it's like this Achilles injuries don't usually end well. But I'm not gonna be negative. I hope he has a speedy recovery, because I don't like seeing players get injured. I really don't. I don't like wishing injuries on anybody. And speaking of wishing injuries, KD also addressed the Raptors fans that were cheering for his injury, and I kind of have to agree with KD on this one, because when he says that might be the last time the Raptors go to the NBA Finals, he might just be right. Unless you find another guy that's the same caliber player as Kawhi Leonard, I don't see how you're gonna go back to the NBA Finals. I don't see it. Not with the Bucks getting better, not with the Sixers getting better. Hell, I don't who you might be on the same tier as Boston. You might be on the same tier as Boston. So the Raptors, they got a lot of work to do. But first, let them celebrate their ring night on opening night against the Pelicans. Now, you tell me this: this are people gonna be more hyped to see the Raptors get their rings on their ring night, or they're gonna be more hyped to watch Zion Williamson because his debut is gonna be against the Raptors, who are the defending champions. Like that's one tough debut when you gotta play against the defending champs. So I don't know what the TV ratings are gonna go up higher for, the Raptors or Zion Williamson. Like that's just gonna that's just very odd to me. That's just very odd to me. And but you got the other game on opening night, which is gonna be the Battle of LA, which is gonna be the Clippers against the Lakers. Um, Paul George is obviously not gonna be ready for opening night, but from what I expect from this first game, I expect this to be a sloppy game. I expect both teams to play somewhat sloppy. Because I'm pretty sure both these teams are going to be trying out new plays that they were trying out in training camp. I heard LeBron already started a pre-training camp to try to build up chemistry with this roster, which is very smart in my opinion. But the Clippers are a little more established with their roster. The only thing they would have to adjust to is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. But like I said, I think both teams are going to try out plays that they were running in practice. So I expect it to be a sloppy game, and then I expect both these teams. I would give them at least a few games before they hit their stride and see how they play together, because new teammates and new teams is always a rough start. It's not gonna just start out like they're gonna come out full swinging right away. So that's that's gonna be an adjustment period. And then the Christmas Day matchups, you got the Clippers and the Lakers again, which I would think by that time the Clippers and the Lakers are gonna be a little more established. They're gonna be a little more established. They're gonna be more familiar with each other. They're gonna be more fundamentally they're going to be more fundamentally sound when it comes to the team offenses, their defenses. I think this is when the Clippers will make their stride. If if I sound cocky saying that I believe the Lakers are going to win both those matchups, then I'm just going to say it. I think the Lakers are going to win both of those matchups. Do I think the Clippers will make it hard for them? Obviously. Obviously, I think it's going to be hard because that's probably the best defensive lineup that the league is going to see. But then we have to see it to believe it. We have to see it to believe it, because honestly, when people got the Clippers being the title favorites, I'm just thinking, can Paul George perform in the playoffs like not how he has been in the past couple of years? I think people are just thinking way too far ahead when they got the Clippers as title favorites. But another game on the Christmas Day schedule, we got the Clippers. I mean, not the Clippers. I'm sorry, I'm repeating that again. We got the Bucks against the Sixers. This right here is a good matchup. This is a good matchup to me because both teams are trying to establish themselves as who's going to be the best team in the East. And honestly, as much as the Sixers to me have improved, I think the Bucks got better. I think the Bucks got better because I think the Bucks have have more of a deeper roster. Defensively they're great. They may have lost Malcolm Brogdon, but still, I just feel personally that Giannis is gonna take another step. But that's just my opinion. From the Sixers side, I have to see if Ben Simmons is finally gonna start just unleashing that mid-range jumper. Cause I see all these highlight videos of these open runs that he's been playing in, and he's taking all these jumpers. I have to see this on the court in the NBA. I have to see it. I have to see it because I don't want to see the same Ben Simmons that keeps kicking the ball out every time that he has to shoot. I just don't want to see that. Like it's about damn time that you show something of a jumper. So if he starts showing something of a jumper, I think that now that would be a matchup to see when it comes to the Sixers and the Bucks. Dude, and I just love the somewhat rivalry that Giannis and Joel Embiid have. And this state, and as I go on, cause we got the Celtics and the Raptors, we got the we have the Pelicans and the Nuggets. The I expect the Raptors to win Christmas Day. I expect the Nuggets to beat the Pelicans. So if I missed the matchup, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna move on to the next topic. Moving on to this statement by Klay Thompson, when he says that when responding to Kevin Durant, when Kevin Durant said himself that the Warriors dynasty is over, that Klay Thompson said that that's a very ignorant statement. Even though he may not have directed it towards KD, he said that it's very ignorant for people to say that the Golden State dynasty is over, and as he plans to come back after All-Star break, they want to put Klay at the small forward position. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm only gonna say it just because, from a basketball standpoint, this Warriors team is not gonna be as good as they were before. Putting Klay at the three, he's gonna have more of a responsibility of defending the wings, the guards, the two guards, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very honest with you. Klay always guarded Steph's assignment. Steph always stood by the guy who stands in the corner to shoot the three. But now you plan on having Steph and D'Angelo Russell as the front court, and then you got Klay as the three, and then Draymond at the four. To me, I don't think it's a smart idea. I don't think it's a smart idea. And knowing all these pieces that you just lost, I don't know how you could say that the dynasty is not over. Maybe it's just a mental thing. He just wants to remain confident. So, but this other statement when he says that he's gonna come back more athletic, I doubt you're gonna come back as more athletic. Normally, when you come back from an injury, you don't come back more athletic. But yeah, that's Klay Thompson for you. That's Klay. That's Klay for you. But yeah, the Warriors, they're not gonna be as good defensively. And speaking of the Warriors, Draymond just signed a 4-year, $100 million deal with a $50 million bonus. So my thing is, does he deserve that money? Because Draymond Green did not have the best season last year, because especially when it came to the finals. I'm sorry, when I have to say this, Draymond got exposed in the finals. And you could contradict me all you want. I'm open to opinions, but but yes. But Draymond Green, he didn't have the best finals because after he made that statement where he called himself the greatest defender of all time, it's like he got exposed by different players on the Raptors. Game one, it was Pascal Siakam. Then he had a day where he couldn't guard Fred VanVleet. He couldn't guard. He couldn't guard Pascal Siakam. He couldn't stop Serge Ibaka. Draymond Green, after how he played, yes, he played excellent in the Western Conference Finals. He played excellent against Portland. Like, he was just a flat out floor general in that series. But for you to make a statement that you're the greatest defender of all time and you just get flat out cooked like that is just beyond me. That just shows how much you use Kevin Durant as an anchor, because the only way you were that effective is because of Kevin Durant's presence on the floor. I mean, for God's sake, this is the same guy that called a timeout when you didn't have one in the closing seconds of an NBA Finals. So, but yeah, do I think Draymond Green just used that contract to bail himself out so he wouldn't get traded? Because I thought eventually the Warriors would just trade Draymond Green, but it turns out that's not going to be the case because he signed a 4-year deal. But now, moving on to the next topic, I want to cover this very ridiculous statement made by Max Kellerman about the all-time decade list. And that's when he says that Kobe Bryant should be on the All NBA worst team. Max Kellerman, I would sit there watching First Take, and I would sometimes hear some of his statements, and some of them are particularly true. And when he made this quote about Kobe Bryant, when he says the numbers do not help Kobe, that's actually a fact. The numbers don't help Kobe, but what you see from Kobe Bryant is something special every single night. That's very true. But for you to say that Kobe Bryant should be on the All NBA worst team, you're talking about a 5-time NBA champion, a 2-time Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, a guy who's been on first team All Defense. What was it? 12 times? What was it? 12 times he was first team All Defense. You're talking about one of the greatest prolific scorers in NBA history. A guy who has the second greatest NBA scoring performance behind Wilt Chamberlain. You're talking about an all-time great who spent his entire career with one team. You're talking about an all-time great who had an entire week in part of a season averaging 50. So Kobe Bryant has more than enough deserved to be on the all-time decade team. For Max Kellerman to make such a statement that he should be on the All NBA worst team, I don't know what he was feeling that day. Like, what drugs were you doing to make such a statement like that? I would be just like Molly Karam and just walk off the set. Like, I would have gone in my car and just gone home because I already did my time at work. Because for me to hear a statement like that, that's just beyond ridiculous. It's just beyond ridiculous. But people are really throwing rocks at the throne when it comes to another great, which is LeBron James. People are throwing a lot of rocks at the throne like as if LeBron's not going to come in and do what he has to do. Between David Griffin saying that LeBron doesn't have that will to win anymore, that is such a lie. That is such a lie. Like, when does LeBron not want to win a championship? Like, that's just the biggest lie on planet Earth. Between guys like Skip Bayless, guys like another guys like Max Kellerman saying that KD could surpass LeBron if he wins the championship with the Nets. That's a big if. That's a big if, because there's a lot of good teams in the Western Conference. And if KD comes back in 6 months, it's gonna take an adjustment period. So LeBron has got plenty of rest. He's filmed the Space Jam movie. He looks like he's in great shape. He's hosting a mini camp. He's gonna have the co-star that he needs to ride with, and the roster that they need, that they should have had, and not that ridiculous roster that they had last year with a team full of playmakers that couldn't create their own shot. Like honest to God, they are sleeping on the Lakers. They are sleeping on the Lakers. Like I said in one of my other videos, I say that the Clippers are probably going to be the most overhyped team in basketball just because of Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard is a quiet dude. He doesn't make bold statements, but like as soon as he goes to the Clippers, it's a statement in itself. It's a very strong statement in itself. And then the Rich Paul rule that the NCAA made, that's just absolutely rude and ridiculous and racist, because they're just mad and petty that one man is succeeding and making the right moves and getting the right clients, and they just hate one man's success. So they made an entire rule to try to stop this man from succeeding. If I'm Rich Paul, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because you ever heard that phrase, my haters are my motivators? Like, he's got some pretty powerful haters if they had to make an entire rule to stop him from gaining more successful clients. Like, it's not only the fact that his biggest client is LeBron James, and he's got Ben Simmons and Anthony Davis, and I think he represents John Wall. That's just freaking believable, man. That's just unbelievable. Yeah, for you to make a whole rule to try to prevent a man from gaining more clients coming out of college, that's just wow. That's just beyond wow. But yeah, this coming NBA season should be very fun, because you're gonna have a whole bunch of other teams mixing up different duos, and you're gonna have quite a few teams that could compete for the title. But we have to see how the season plays out. What I'm hoping, I hope these teams try to take advantage of the preseason, because all these players that pulled out of Team USA, you better tell me that you're playing in the preseason. You better tell me you're playing preseason. Well, for those who can play, you better tell me you're playing preseason, because I better not hear none of these stars are playing preseason when they're trying to mesh with their new teams. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Videos are probably going to come maybe once or twice a week. I'm going to try to do the best I can to provide basketball content, because it's very hard finding different content right now, because all I'm reading is statements from different players and from coaches and all that. There's not really any action going on. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content. This is your boy J Varsity, and I am out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers.